In this video, we're going to go over how to use one of our newest Sports Science Hub dashboards, the Consistency Coach. The Consistency Coach is a new module in TeamBuildr's Sports Science Hub course subscription, and it enables coaches to assign and monitor habits to promote holistic athlete wellness. Coaches can select and assign key habits for individual athletes or groups to integrate into their routines and enable progress tracking over time. From this management screen, coaches can create, manage, and assign habits to monitor daily and weekly. Athletes have a corresponding screen accessible from both their dashboard on the app and workout entry sections to track and complete their habits. There's a separate video to show you what that looks like on their end. On this page, we can also view details if we scroll down, such as the athletes that the habit has been assigned to. We can see the data was added, and we can also see the status as to whether it is active or inactive. However, the system will still hold all of that data that was previously recorded from that habit when it was in fact active. To edit or delete an habit, you can simply click these three dots right here, and it will give you the option to edit the current habit or delete. To add a new habit, we're going to click this green plus button down in the right corner. And again, here you'll see that we do have the option to choose to edit any of our preset habits, or we can click right here and create a new one. We'll use this 10,000 steps example right here. But let's say we wanted to add a little bit more of a description and give a little more context to the habit we want our athletes to track. We can toggle this button right here and then include a description for the habit in this box. Clicking this drop down, you'll see we have the ability to assign this to all of our athletes, to groups of athletes, or individuals. So then we'll see another drop down box appear, and if we select that, we'll see all of our athletes that are in our system appear, and then we can begin to select who we want to assign to this particular habit. From there, we'll click the frequency button, and now we can select if we want this habit to be tracked daily or weekly. We can then choose what category we want this habit to be a part of. So for this, we'll say lifestyle. And then we can just simply see a little mobile widget preview, whether it's in light mode or dark mode. From there, we'll hit save, and our new habit has been created and assigned to our athletes. So now when the athlete goes in to complete their workout, either on the dashboard, through the app, or in workout entry view, they're going to see a button that says habit tracking, and then they can click on that. And again, there's another video going over how that works. Some other things to know while using this dashboard: we have a filter button up here to allow us to filter between active and inactive habits. We can also choose to filter that list out by categories, and we can also choose to filter it out by groups of athletes as well. Over here is our categories box. We can choose to click these three buttons and edit and delete any of the categories that we've selected for our habits. We can also add a new habit by clicking the plus button right here, and we can simply name what we want our new habit category to be. We can also add any color to it, as well as select an icon for it. Taking a look over at the completion overview tab, here's where we'll be able to see our data that we have collected from our athletes over time. This page gives coaches a high-level summary of the weekly habit completion for a group or an individual athlete. So when we open up this page, we'll have the option of selecting from either a group or an individual. If we chose group, then we can select the group that we want to choose. We're going to go with soccer. And then this filter button right here will allow us to filter out which habits we want to check. Along here, we can see a time frame of a week, 2 weeks, 4, 8, or 12. And how this works is based off of the date that we select here, we're going to see that previous time frame. So think of this date as basically the end date of the report. This little icon right here will allow you to see what that date range actually looks like based off of the end date. Over here, you also have the option to print out this report. So looking at this report, we have our primary chart. If we scroll down, we have the completion rates for the current week of these particular habits. Clicking on this icon right here, we can see what everything in this card represents. So obviously we have our habit name, our category icon, the legend and the frequency that it's being tracked. But then we also have a completion percentage, which is determined by how many athletes are assigned to the habit and how many complete that specific habit. We can also see the completion rate. So again, how many athletes completed it out of how many athletes were assigned for that habit. Over under the group analysis page, we can see a detailed table that shows completion percentages for this week and a 4-week average for selected habits. Coaches can use this to track up to 10 habits, with the first 3 being displayed initially. And you can always add more habits simply by clicking the plus button right there. And then you can select which other ones you would like and hit update, and then they will fill in accordingly. And you can scroll across to see all of those habits. Up here is our threshold box. This is what is determining this color coding right here. So coaches can set an upper and a lower threshold based on the habit that they are looking to find. So what this threshold pattern is showing us right now is that anything above 50% for habit completion for that athlete is going to appear in green. Anything below 50% is going to appear in red. Coaches have the ability to set the threshold for each individual habit simply by clicking that set threshold button, and then you can choose to set your completion percentage to determine the range that you want your athletes to be in for that habit. You can also download this group analysis by clicking this button right here in the top right corner. If you have any further questions, please feel free to reach out to us at support@teambuilder.com.